Welcome to my presentation today. You've reached the Video CPA. I am Michael Scott and I am the Video CPA. We're going to talk today about the introduction to the new 1040 SR. It's a new form for seniors. A couple of things you need to know about the form. If you're under 65, you won't be allowed to use it. A couple other things you need to know about this 2019 filing season coming up is that if you are under 65, you're not allowed to use the 1040EZ or the 1040A because both of those have been done away with. So you're looking at using the 1040, which is the 1040 long form. In the introduction here, I have a couple of disclaimers. One is it says the 1040 SR is in draft state, and the instructions are also in draft state, so you need to be aware of that. This form should be completed and finished pretty quick. The other disclaimer is for affiliate links. If you press on an affiliate link in this video and go to a merchandiser and buy something, we actually get a commission. And so we have the responsibility of disclosing that to you. The other disclaimer is an educational disclaimer that basically says that we try our best. I try my best to keep everything accurate in these videos. But in special situations, I might make a mistake, and so you need to do your own research and consult your tax advisor. I mentioned in the introduction that this form is for those 65 and older. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, do you really need to file a form? Do you really need to file a tax return? If you're 65 and earn under $13,850, you don't have to file a tax return. If you're joint, it's $27,000 before you have to file a tax return. So you need to make sure that you look at that first, because you don't want to file a tax return if you really don't need to. There's a few benefits for seniors that file this form. One, they're the only ones that can file it, and it's the only short form available now. So they can report several types of income on it, but it is restricted as to the types of income that can be reported. And so many seniors, although they're over 65, won't be able to use the form because they have income that cannot be reported on this form. There's also no limit to the amount of income that you can include on the form. The old 1040EZ actually had a $100,000 limit, and so on this form there's no limit. So let's look at the types of income that, or the disadvantages of the form and the types of income later that can be reported on this form. A major disadvantage we have going into the 2019 filing season is that the 1040A and the 1040EZ have both been discontinued. The only short form available now is the 1040 SR, and it can only be filed by taxpayers that are over 65. And actually, many taxpayers over 65 will have income types that will not allow them to do use that 1040 SR. So in effect, the majority of taxpayers now are going to have to use the 1040 long form. Several items will prohibit taxpayers from using the 1040 SR. First, you have to have been born before January 2nd of 1955. That basically qualifies you to be over 65. But there's several income types that will prohibit you from using the Form 2, and that's income on Schedule C, which is business income. It's income from Schedule F, which is farm income, and income from Schedule E, which is rental income. That could also be partnership income. It could be income from a S corporation. So those types of income, if any of those types of income exists on your tax return, you're going to have to use the long form instead of using the 1040 SR. An additional factor that will prohibit you from using the 1040 SR is if you want to itemize your deductions. So you need to look at your deductions compared to the new standard deduction amounts that we have and decide which is most beneficial for you. If you do decide to itemize your deductions, like I say again, you won't be allowed to use the 1040 SR. You can see on this slide that the standard deduction amounts are much higher than what they've been prior to 2018. So just take a look at those and decide where you are, and that will tell you whether you can use the 1040 SR or not. If you decide that you can use the 1040 SR, here's some of the includable income that you can put on the 1040 SR. First is your wage income. Interest income can go on there, and dividend income, IRA distributions, pension distributions, Social Security benefits, capital gains or losses, and then other income such as hobby income or bartering income, prize winnings, gambling income, that type of stuff. Some of these things were never able to be reported on the 1040 EZ, and so most of these income items you can see are closer related to senior citizens than they are to younger people. A couple of credits are also listed on the form. One is the child tax credit, or the credit for other dependents. Another one for the earned income credit. And there are two other credits on the form too, and in my research I didn't see any mention of those anywhere, so I don't know whether they'll be included on the final form when it comes out or not. I want to remind you that the Form 1040 SR is still in draft state. There could be some changes. The instructions are also in draft state, so hopefully they'll be out pretty quick. Now, there's a couple of questions about the form. It's a little bit uncertain as to whether a married couple with a spouse over 65 and the other spouse under 65 can actually use the form. That's a question that's going to have to be answered in the near future. It's also a little questionable about which credits are going to be available on the form when it comes out in final form. The other thing that I really don't like is that the 1040 SR and the 1040 instructions are all combined in one set of instructions, so it's a little bit difficult to decide what belongs to the 1040 and the 1040 SR. So when you're reviewing the 1040 SR or the 1040, make sure that you know which form they're talking about in that particular set of instructions. I want to thank you for viewing, and I urge you to give me any comments or questions that you might have about this form or this video below. And if you're approaching being a senior citizen, if you're 55 and above, this video is also on my sister channel called Seniors in Action. And that channel is going to take a very different angle than what this one does, because it'll be designed especially for activities as taxes relating to seniors, and also very many activities related to seniors that you might be interested in. So again, thank you for viewing. I urge you to like the video if you do, and subscribe to this channel, and also Seniors in Action if you would like to go over there. Thank you very much.